Lavelle, the company that rolled out the product line Thrive. Thrive is sold through a multi-level marketing structure that recruits people who can work from home. These people are called consultants, and the consultants sell the product for the company. The consultants use, well, in this day and age, their existing social media to look for people who are interested in this so-called business opportunity, and that's how they grow their network. So think about who you're connected to through social media. That's right. Consultants are recruiting their family, their friends, their coworkers, their acquaintances, people that they, run into while they're going about their business in their own life, or maybe in activities for their children. And they approach them with this so-called business opportunity. And this business opportunity in Lavelle is something that is sacred. It makes the people at the top all of their fortunes of money when 98% of people, actually more than 98% of people who try their hand as a consultant in Lavelle completely fail. And generally speaking, lose a ton of money, just like Shanann Watts. This is Addie Maloney, who supposedly now is a Lavelle Thrive millionaire who was Shanann's up line and is mentioned several times in the discovery as she was supposedly Shanann's friend as well. And she was speaking to Shanann in those weeks just before the tragedy happened about the downfalls in her marriage with Chris Watts and her suspicions of him cheating on her.
I would take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice any day of the week. I think the best promoters are the ones that come in from day one and just run. And they don't feel like they have to learn everything before they start reaching out. They're really just sharing. And that's what it comes down to, is just finding a way every single day to share your Thrive experience, share others. Actually, I think I have a 3-way coming up.
And that business opportunity that Lavelle sells people who are promised that they too have an opportunity at making a fortune with Thrive through Lavelle is highly scripted and prescribed. All right, guys, welcome back to Watch the Obsession True Crime on a sort of weird night for us to have a live stream on Monday night, because I was going to do this last weekend and then Saturday, and it just didn't happen. So here we are, because I told you guys we were going to do this, and I'm so excited that you guys are here, and we are going to continue to talk about Shanann Watts' involvement in the company called Thrive, which is an MLM, multi-level marketing company. And Chris actually was involved in it too, in a way, and how that relates to the Watts family's finances and ultimately their bankruptcy. So I'm just going to say hello to the people that are in here. Well, hopefully some more people start filing in, and then we will get going. I have some great content for you guys, picking up from kind of where we left off last time. But if you weren't here last time, don't worry. It's not like you had to see the part one. You'll be all good. So, hey, Deneen, CPLC, how are you doing? Welcome. Hey, Valerie, it's great to see you, my friend. Pepper, hey, how's it going? Great to see you, and thanks for everything you do. And C Curry, right? Am I in? Oh, that's weird. Well, I just played the intro anyway. That's strange. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And I know Honeybun is here, and Aqua Tofana. She says Nicole Atkinson does another MLM now called Shop Club Melaleuca. Oh, you know what? Melaleuca, I actually think is a great company. I said that during the last live stream. I didn't know that's the company that she does now, but I did hear that she left Thrive and she's doing another company. We wish her all the best. Yeah, she's not doing Thrive anymore. Yeah, that's right, Susan Peterson. Hey, how are you doing? And thanks for letting us know that, Aqua. I appreciate that. And hey, Melee, how are you doing? YouTube got rid of the. I'm not sure what that means. Hey, Sarah Bowman, how's it going? Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that you're here, Sarah. That's awesome. I'm so glad you've enjoyed the other videos. And hey, Lotus Spider, how's it going? Nice to see you. And
hopefully I didn't miss anyone. I'm going to come back down to current time here. And just say hello. We'll try to say hello back. If you are new to the chat. Oh, hey, warning label, Nina. It's great to see you. How are you doing, my friend? If you are new to the chat, please say hello and let us know where you're from. We definitely would like to get to know you. Don't be shy. This is a really friendly and accepting chat. We just ask that you be respectful to the victims and to their family members, and of course to one another. And those are basically the rules of the channel. So what I'm going to bring into the stream first is, and this is for my content. Then what I'm playing after this is going to be not my content, which I don't usually play on this channel, but there's another channel that covered this topic, and all the information I was trying to put together over the past couple of weeks, honestly, even better than I could. She has a great channel, and we're going to take a look at that in just a couple of minutes. I just want to watch the end of one of my recent MLM videos where it starts to talk about Shanann's appearance in the Thrive MLM featured magazine called Strive. And well, I'm not going to say much more because I'm going to explain it all here in this video.
You know, if you have, oh my God, the kid's climbing up the stairs. Cece, sit down. Baby, I can't carry both of you.
Oh, we don't want
Not with the phone too. Come on, Cece.
This is not the part I was trying to put.
We all have.
Okay, here we
go. Talk to you soon.
You may remember, maybe you don't know, that Shanann Watts was featured in Thrive's featured magazine called Strive in May of 2018. So that's just about 3 months before the family annihilation of Chris Watts' family. In that magazine, there were lovely pictures of Shanann and her family together, as you can see right here, but I don't know if the girls are looking too happy in these pictures. There were a lot of photos that were taken of Bella and Celeste on that day. And in fact, the photo shoot for the photos for Shanann's appearance in Strive, Thrive by Lavelle's magazine, was the same day as the girls' pictures with the Easter Bunny.
Okay, I don't normally do this, but everybody needs to go hit the like button right now, please. That's all we ask of you. It helps out the channel. It helps out the video on this weird Monday night. If you could hit the like button, that would be amazing. And welcome to those of you coming in.
Which obviously, as you can see here, they were not too happy about. As you know, you could have guessed, because year after year, we have pictures with the girls with the Easter Bunny in hysterics. The Easter Bunny just scared the crap out of these two girls. So maybe they were exhausted from the trauma of having to sit alone with the Easter Bunny, who knows, but they don't look too happy in these pictures. Now, what is this Strive magazine appearance all about anyway? Well, Strive magazine is just another of the tools that Lavelle uses to make money and to help promote their promoters so they can make money. But appearing in Strive magazine is a paid forward appearance. That's right. Promoters that want to be featured in this magazine pay a pretty penny to get their spot in the magazine and to have an article all about them that, in their minds, I think, will hopefully drive their business, will bring customers to them, therefore increasing their chances of being more successful in selling Thrive. So what does this article about Shanann Watts in Strive magazine say? It's entitled Time for a Reset. After being a caretaker for everyone else, Shanann Watts started taking care of herself, and she's never been happier. Shanann Watts worked 2 jobs, one overnight at a hospital while raising a family, and she was exhausted. My role was as a caretaker and to make people feel good, yet I was wiped out, she says. After watching a friend thrive for 14 months, Shanann decided to start her own Thrive experience. I was skeptical because I
do want you to know that the people that are featured in these articles write the articles themselves. I mean, somebody else, kind of cleans it up and puts it in the magazine. but they provide all of the content. So this is self-reported content.
Tried other products that never worked, she says. By day 5, my husband noticed I was in a better mood. And by day 14, I woke up every morning with no bodily discomfort. I cooked homemade pancakes as I ran laundry. Shanann decided to become a promoter and hit the ground running. I was working 65 hours a week and was also taking care of my kids. 65 hours a week, she says. I rarely got any sleep, but my passion for wanting more for my kids was stronger than anything else. The article says she hit the VIP 800 and VIP 1600 goals in the first 2 weeks and scored her iPad mini bonus within 30 days and her auto bonus within 60 days. When I started sharing, others shared too. Then everything blossomed, she says. And I got everyone I know involved because I had no hesitation sharing Thrive with people who needed it. Shanann quickly scaled to 40K, then 80K. It's amazing that my husband and I have created more memories in the last 2 years than we did in the previous 8, she says. My mood is so much better and we're having fun. Shanann's Lavelle business led her to leave both of her jobs and realize her dream of staying home with her kids and sending them to private school. I went to the Lavelle meeting in Dallas my first year and discovered that I love helping people who are single parents or want more in their life for their family, she says. What motivated Shanann more than anything was helping people improve their health. Our health often comes last. So it's amazing to help everyone thrive for free with a referral program, she says. I wake up happy, and for me to function on a level where I can get 2 kids ready without a huge fight is a big deal. I just enjoy the pure happiness of being with my family, she says. I have the patience to be cheerful, stay-at-home mom that my kids deserve. Now, why would people pay so much money to be in that magazine? Well, at the Thrive conventions, or those so-called paid-for vacations that weren't really paid for, that Lavelle held, where everyone was beating their Thrive drum and talking about, how it's going to save everyone's life, basically. The leaders of the company touted Strive magazine as being a magazine of the future that was soon to be on every grocery store, newsstand, and Barnes and Noble across the country and perhaps across the world. It was just another lie that this MLM company fed to their promoters and consultants and to Shanann Watts. And based on those promises that were made to her by that company, she made a lot of detrimental decisions that did not improve the quality of life for her and her family, but put them all at risk in a number of ways, particularly financially. And I do not think that being a part of this MLM allowed Shanann to have the quality of relationships between her and her daughters and her and her husband that she was hoping that she was going to have with this opportunity. It did quite the opposite, and there is so much evidence of that. Striking a good work-home life balance is difficult for everybody, and there are particular difficulties for people who are trying to find success at MLMs and therefore are working for home, particularly when you have young children like Shanann and your kids are around, but you're trying to work that MLM, make the algorithms work for you, do all of your IPAs in a day, post to Facebook, go live, and do all of these things that are not necessarily conducive to having children around. There is definitely a price that people who are trying to find success in MLMs pay in their personal lives. There's a price that they pay in the quality of their relationships. And I think that we see this in Shanann Watts' life. There's also clearly a real price, a monetary price that people pay for trying to find success in MLMs. And we have covered a lot of it. And there is also an area where the two intersect, where the difficulties that are caused in one's personal life when they are trying to work in MLM cross paths with the financial destruction that MLMs tend to cause. Listen to what Chris Watts' mistress, Nicole Kessinger, had to say about.
Do we want to hear what Chris Watts' mistress Nicole Kessinger had to say? Oh, heck, why not? Bring it on, Skanky Empanada.
Her perception of what happened that tragic morning, early morning hours of August 13th, 2018, when Chris Watts, perhaps with the encouragement or help of another, annihilated his family.
This is just my opinion, but I'm pretty convinced that woman and him did not get along very well. And the reason they stuck together was, hey, we're going to do kids. And I think they also stuck together because they were in a very bad financial bind. And I think that she continuously disregarded.
Hey, we're going to do kids. Kind of like, hey, we're going to make tacos tonight. Hey, we're going to do kids. She's just, anyway.
It. And I think he messed up because he was too passive to say anything to her about it and really address it. And it just got to the point where it's just like you file bankruptcy and then what do? Just wait till you file the next one? I don't know. I don't know what their finances look like now, but from the way it made it sound, it's probably a pretty stark situation. And I don't know if hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt over and over and over again are enough to lead a man to want to take somebody out, but I don't know. I've heard of people committing suicide over that shit before, and I would never justify what he did. I think it's fucking disgusting. He's such a fucking pig. But I try to be why? I try to come up with a why, and I really think that he was struggling with her really bad. And not only that, he's got a third child on the way, and I know he was probably just I can't fucking afford a third kid. Wants it, but can't afford it, And he always told me he wanted a little boy. He wanted a third child. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it was just something I think they were in a financial situation, and I think she was very non-responsive to him trying to solve problems and get out of the situations that they were in. And I think people just get complacent is what it is. And then, I think he met me, and I think I was a breath of fresh air for him, where it was he could get away and just be you know what, I can be myself. I don't have to worry about money right now. And this girl, I have my shit together. My life is so very in order.
You seem very organized.
Okay, I can't hear her talking about herself like this, but we get the point. That's what, and I think really that what she had to say there, characterizing Chris and Shanann's relationship and how the financial dynamic played into their relationship, and how I think she was pretty accurate there. I hate to say it, but I do think that she was just right there and there only. Okay. So now, and welcome Anaphylaxis and Shay and everybody else who came in, Salt and Pepper. Let's see who else is there. Lotus Spider. I think I said hello to you again. But hello again. Glad you're back, Honey Bun. And yeah, Kaylee, so glad that you could join us. Thank you so much for your kind words. That's amazing. I'm so glad you're here. 3-piece soup. All right. And now I'm going to bring in, and like I said, I don't usually play other channels' content during live streams, but the channel, The Recovering Hunbot. And for those of you that have been, following anti-MLM content, or, just the Watts journey through the MLM world and how it affects their lives and the tragedy and their finances, and many of you have found that channel. Guys, it is an awesome channel, a great resource for, she is really experienced in MLMs. In the video I created, I mentioned my experience, which is pretty extensive, but she is much more experienced, and her whole channel is about this. I highly recommend it. I linked this video in the description. Definitely go check out her channel. Recovering Hunbot is awesome. And again, I'm playing this video because this is all the information really that I wanted to put together for you guys that I don't already have, and videos that I've already made. And she just did such a great job of it. Why recreate the wheel when the wheel is turning like butter, baby? So I'm just going to bring this into the stream, and yeah, let's check out the Recovering Hunbot's video it's called Lure, Lust, Lure, like LURE, very smart, and Lust of Multi-Level Marketing, the Watts Tragedy Part 2 Anti-MLM. Now, I was going to make a point of something that was discussed in that video there, but I don't recall what it was. So let's just, if I think of it, I'll mention it.
Part 1 with Thrive entering her life into
we might have to see this.
multi-level marketing. Oh. And I also, on occasion, dip my toes into true crime. but if you think about it, isn't multi-level marketing criminal?
Yes.
In part one, I gave an overview of my experience in multi-level marketing. I also discussed how MLM, multi-level marketing, mentally manipulates you and explained the connection of personal development, specifically the law of attraction, to MLM. I also reviewed the BITE model and I chronicled the various different MLMs that Shanann had joined over the years, which include Amway, It Works, Origami Owl, Unique, Osborne Books, 31, and Thrive. We ended part one with Thrive entering her life in 2016. This video will cover her time with Thrive, and it will also share those hidden expenses she had as a promoter. I know someone is going to say, but she earned Thrive for free. True, but riddle me this. Did she earn all the products that she sent out as samples? All those mini Thrive experiences, all the giveaways that she would offer, different specials and things. And what other expenses did she cover, but she didn't mention when it came to all those various trips?
And we covered all of that in the part one of this live stream of Shanann Watts' involvement in Thrive and MLMs and the Watts family finances and bankruptcy. We talked about all of those costs. We really broke it down. So if you weren't here last time and you're interested in hearing all that, definitely watch the video of mine that's linked in the description.
Oftentimes, when someone is quote unquote making money with an MLM, they don't take into account what they're spending, and they certainly do not share that openly. I discovered that Shanann also used Young Living, which is an essential oil company, in MLM. And overall, MLM products are really super expensive. So not only was she a distributor herself for Thrive, but she also bought various other products from other people involved in other MLMs. I imagine that if we were to tally up the money that she spent on Thrive, the outlay for other business expenses such as travel and the samples and all of that, plus what she spent on other MLM products, it would probably be like in the thousands of dollars. Again, I am not blaming Shanann for what happened to her and her children whatsoever. I believe her story is a cautionary tale. Most people that get caught up in the fantasy of MLM and what it offers, the time freedom, the passive income. And yet, when you look at the numbers and then the time spent promoting the MLM, there's an entirely different story. But when you believe, you just can't even fathom that you were sold a lie, an illusion. Mentally, you have to make what you believe to be true as true. So you throw yourself more into it. You work harder. All the while, you're really not getting ahead. Okay, let's go ahead and get on with the rest of the story, shall we? 2016. This is when Lavelle Thrive entered Shanann's life. Now, in order for her to be part of all of this, there were a lot of things that she was doing where initially, remember, you don't have to pay anything to join, but there's team events that she'd go to. There's the annual conference. There's these local vendor events that she had. There's these getaway packages. There's all of these just hidden expenses that, are not disclosed. We have no idea what was being paid for all of this stuff. Meanwhile, they are on the serious struggle bus when it comes to their finances. Addie Maloney, that is someone that Shanann was on this person's team. It's not clear to me if this is like an up line, how far up the chain it goes, but I do know that Shanann and Addie were close friends. Now, Addie was at that rank that Shanann.
Now, Addie is the one who I played the clip in the intro and in the last video from the last live stream where Addie says, I would take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice any day, echoing the same sentiments that some other of the Thrive Lavelle millionaires said. Like, you don't need to know about the products. You just need to be a go-getter. You need to want to sell this stuff. Now remember, with Thrive, These are products that people ingested into their bodies or they put directly into their blood system through their skin. And because those patches are composed of 3 proprietary blends, legally, they do not need to disclose the ingredients, the chemicals in those patches, which I think is criminal.
And was shooting for the 200K VIP. That's so much what Shanann
Well, she's now a Thrive millionaire.
wanted, and she was putting forth so much effort for that. And I can remember when I was, neck deep in Beachbody and watching other people who had, kids that were in their videos when they would do lives. And I was always so jealous that, oh, you can at least put your kids in there, because I never felt like I was getting anybody to watch. People seem to love to watch the kids. And when I look at Shanann's video, there's the girls and Chris would be involved. I mean, did they really want to be in those things? I don't know. Was Chris doing it to please his wife? I mean, I know my husband, he took some pictures with me and, he did some lives with me because that's what I wanted him to do. But he wasn't all that down with it. I mean, was Chris into all of this, MLM? Did he believe it as much as she did? Was there ever any tension between them because of the dream? In January of 2016, that is the first time Shanann ever tried Thrive. She went to her very first Thrive convention that April. Well, to do that, you got to buy a ticket to the event. Plus, there's the flight. Then there's the accommodations. Then there's the food. You see, all of these other fees are, woven in there. Meanwhile, year after year, they're losing money. This is something that I found over on Reddit, so I wanted to share it with you because I found it interesting and it kind of goes along with this story. A while ago, I had to quit my job because my boss got involved with the company Lavelle, who sells vitamins. Basically, I didn't join up like the other employees and got shunned out of my workplace for not thriving. This stuff is almost $300 a month, which I simply could not afford. So the sales pitch goes, oh, but you can get it for free if you become a promoter under me and sell so much a month. Thankfully, I found another job pretty fast, but now those people seem rapidly desperate to sell these products and recruit people into the company. They use guilt tactics and image memes to make you feel bad about yourself on Facebook. If you say anything negative or skeptical about it, they freak out and jump down your throat like you offended their religion. What is the deal with this company? Is it just me or is it very cult-like? And I'm going to say, it's not just you, sister. That's pretty much how it feels when you're in any MLM. If anybody goes against it, it's just like you are so defensive of the company and what it has to offer. Meanwhile, everybody else is looking at you like, I think there's something a little bit off. There's a video on YouTube where Shanann tells her story about how much Thrive has helped her. She joined under her friend Mandy, also known as Amanda, and this is her friend Addie. I looked at Shanann's life events, and you can see from 2016 to 2018, it's filled with Thrive. Again, we don't know her monthly expenditures on MLM. We don't know the number of MLMs she was involved in at this time. We don't know what the product expenditures were. We don't know all the back office fees, if there were any. How much were they? We don't know what she was spending on product to get as samples. We don't know what she was spending to mail.
Oops, sorry, guys. Hold up. I'm so sorry. Sorry. I accidentally took the video down. Let's bring it back in. Let's see. And I'll read a comment or two. Good pausing spot, I guess. All right. So, okay, great. So, and thank you so much for the Cash App support for the channel, Leslie. I really appreciate that. So I keep forgetting to do that, but YouTube is taking a lot for like super chats and things now. So if you would like to support the channel, here is the channel's PayPal and Cash App. Now, actually, it's WhatsApp, so let me change that. If you feel moved to do so. Let me make sure I spell this right. once upon a time, I was paying somebody $400 for lawn work on Cash App. That's how they wanted to be paid. And they had 2 accounts. One was old and luckily it was stale, but I paid it to the old account and I couldn't get the money back for like 30 days. It was awful. It's like $400. Okay, so all right. So let's see. Laura, welcome. How are you doing? Laura says, I am new-ish to Watts the Obsession. I too have fallen into MLM schemes more than once. I feel you, girl. So frustrating and awful. The morning of August 13th, on auto withdrawal for an MLM was denied from the Watts account. That's right. So that was the hair Monet, the hair product, right? That's right. Tammy Lee, I remember, was asking Chris, like, oh, she thought that, well, Shanann had to be up at this certain hour because it looked like there was a transaction that was trying to go through. And well, there was, but it was an automatic transaction because with these MLMs, guys, here's another interesting thing about this, which maybe you would imagine this is a common business model, but all of them push having your clients on auto ship and auto pay because that's how you're going to be bringing in revenue for the people up on top of that pyramid and the pyramid scheme structure every single month or week or whatever it is. So yeah, really good point. And welcome, Laura. I'm so glad you're here. Aqua says, when Shanann used to talk about negative people, that was about criticism of her MLM involvement. Right. Yes. Yep. Yep. And you know what? People that get involved in MLMs, and I don't really feel like I got sucked into this so much, but I did notice everyone around me did. Anybody who is not all into your MLM and your product and the company and the rah, rah, rah MLM is negative, right? That's just how it is. Hey, pussycat. It's not a real job, in my opinion. Well, it's like you're a general contractor. There's definitely no stability. I feel you on that. Leslie Harris asked, do you think the Thrive patches contributed to Chris's actions? We'll talk about that later. I've talked about that a few times recently, and I told people that I did try those duo burn patches, and they had a really high thermogenic and like kind of anxiety causing effect on me. I had to stop using them. I don't know. I don't personally feel like it would be a strong enough effect to like have like psychosomatic changes like that, but you never know. People are different. So all right, I'm going to continue with the video. And again, this is Recovering Hunbot, great resource for everything MLM.
There's a lot we just don't know. Now, in November of 2016, she was having one heck of a group, and she created something where there was going to be an event and everybody gets to participate and notice. It's like all MLM. I mean, she really seemed
Now,
to
on
have.
this list of MLMs that were going to be at her event, she was directly involved with. I'm going to read off to you which ones. I'm not sure if Hunbot does in here, but they were all before Thrive. 31, Unique, Young Living, Thrive, of course, Pampered Chef, Origami Owl, Lip Sense, and Usborne Books. So I just counted on my fingers. That's 8 right there. She had already been involved with. And I covered all the MLMs she had been involved with in the video that I created that is linked in the description if you haven't heard about all that craziness just yet.
Surrounded herself not only with just her MLM, but with other MLMs. It seems like it just became such a part of her life. Now, on Sunday, November the 27th, Unique, that's going to be hosted by Shanann, but also she's part of Thrive, which it has December the 2nd, Thrive being hosted by Chris Watts. But we also have mention of LuLaRoe on November 30th, which we know she bought those products. I'm not sure if she ever was a member of it. December 4th, Origami Owl, which we know she was a part of it. December 6th, Lip Sense. I heard her say that she buys Lip Sense. So I'm not sure if there was kind of this, you scratch my back, I scratch yours, and I'll buy your products if you buy my products sort of a thing. And overall, MLM products are very overpriced because they have to be because of all the different people that are getting paid from them. And then there's also mention of Usborne Books. So as you can see, there's a ton of different MLMs that she either knew people in it or she was buying products. and she was also
She was involved in Usborne books. So many of you, I'll see if I can find it while we're watching this, have seen a picture of that bookshelf in the playroom for Bella and Celeste with the green walls and all those awesome books that are on that shelf. Almost all of them are Usborne books. So she got involved in that MLM, and probably to boost herself up, she just bought all of the books. This is not uncommon for people involved in MLMs.
part of at least 2 MLMs in 2016, Unique and Thrive. Remember, I talked about the law of attraction. And so I looked through to see, like, did this start to bubble up in her post? And it did. And I found the first one, and there might have been an earlier one, but the first one I came across was posted on November 19th of 2016 about the law of attraction, 10 things to remember when you feel stuck. Not all MLMs, but a lot of MLMs have this like car bonus thing. And so you're probably familiar with that white Lexus that she drove, right? So in December of 2016, she got that car bonus. And that's something in discovery. It's very mischaracterized. It's very evident. People have no idea how these car bonuses, work. And I'm going to break that down.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me. My computer was like, "Low battery, low battery." I brought this computer to work today. I forgot to plug it in. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Ah! Just let me know you can hear me, okay? Hey, Grateful Mama 420, welcome. Did I see Grandma Sherry too? No, I think I imagined that. And Pussycat, hello, welcome. How are you doing? Okay, let me bring that back in. Okay, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Won't happen again. Today was my students' last day for the school year, so things have been really hectic.
December 30th of 2016.
My birthday.
And here's one of those groups. She's starting at the month of January. Probably had to do with the vision board and what she's going to do. And there's a lot of stuff going on. You get fitness tips, healthy cooking ideas, crafting with the kids, fun DIYs, organizational tips, motivation and inspiration, goals, and much, much more. Look at all of that. And I think of all the things she had to come up with in order to create that for the group, having run Beachbody groups, I know how much time and energy it takes to do all of that. And you're trying to attract people and get people to buy your product, join your team by offering value. What was really going on? Was she really getting to where she wanted to go? Was she really living that life of her dreams? Was she really on that path towards financial freedom, to time freedom, to passive income? Was any of that really true, or was it just an illusion? Here's an indicator from Discovery of that Addie met Shanann about 3 years prior through Lavelle. And it does state that Shanann was part of Addie's team, and it mentions a home-based business. And that's something that's very appealing to young moms with young kids, is being able to work at home so you have more time with your family, more time with your children. You're not spending all this money, on childcare and stuff because you're with your kids. So here's the part of
well,
discovery.
that's what people think, and that's what is promised. More time with your children, more. But we know how that worked in the Watts family household, right? The children got ignored for attention on the MLM. Now, if the MLMs weren't present in Shann's life, Would she have had that dynamic with her children anyway? We don't know. But what we do know is, what we know. You know. You know.
And Addie was estimating that after Shanann hit the rank of 80K, she was now a six-figure income. But
Hell no.
if you look at the lower part, it says that it's likely that she was making next to nothing for a couple of years. But everything, changed once she hit that 80K mark. But did it?
No, it didn't, because they were spiraling towards their second bankruptcy in 3.5 years.
Did it really? Was she really doing well financially? Because all the evidence that we have is contrary to that. However, Addie does admit it's really hard to tell what Shanann was making. Yeah, none of that stuff is forthcoming because you already saw the income disclosures. I mean, there's a lot of factors going into all of that. And the thing is, if you are bringing in any money from an MLM, that amount could go up and down. It depends on what you're selling. It depends on the volume of your team. It depends on whether or not somebody is leaving your team. There's a lot of juggling that you have to do.
And now, if anybody is not familiar with the Thrive MLM compensation plan, the income disclosure, I go over that in the video that is linked in the description there. And it is very typical of many MLMs, and you will see that, a fraction of a cent of people actually succeed in the MLM business, and people have to bring in a ton of revenue to make peanuts.
Up. Remember, Shanann was married before? Well, her ex-husband, his new wife, joined Lavelle for a little bit, but, fizzled out. So it's unclear to me, like, whose team that the ex-husband's new wife was on or knew Shanann. I'm not really sure. However, we're told that Shanann didn't have any benefits through Lavelle, and that's true. You get no benefits, like how you do if you work for an actual company. She earns commissions. She gets an $800 a month car allowance. However, we're going to get to that car allowance. That is not guaranteed. That's not automatic. You don't just get that. You don't hit it and guarantee it. No, you have to earn it over and over and over and over again. And also, we're told that she gets a couple of trips paid for by Lavelle, but did they pay for everything? Was she paying for some stuff? What was really going on? We don't know. Chris also hit that car bonus. But the thing is, remember, they only had one car because he was driving a fleet vehicle for Anadarko. So that means that they were getting $300 a month if she was keeping Chris at the rank to be able to get that bonus. Same thing for her car bonus. Now, I do remember in a post or in a video or something that she said that she had gotten the car bonus, I want to say, for 28 months. I could have that wrong because I'm going off memory, and sometimes memory's not all what it's cracked up to be, but their mortgage was about $2,700 per month. She was having to hold not only her rank, but also Chris's rank. That Lexus that she got, she would get that $800 bonus if she qualified, but the car was $600. Okay, there's another $200 in her, bank, so to speak. And then she's getting the $300 because Chris has got the car bonus. But do you see how that starts to be like very stressful and you're juggling? Don't you think that would be really, really exhausting? In the discovery, we also find out that for her daughters to attend Primrose School, that they were paying over $500 each week. So over $2,000 for these two little girls to go to school while she is working her MLM business and while her husband is working full-time for Anadarko. And they also owed somewhere between $8,000 to $10,000 in credit card debt. Their debt increased again. And there is this whole, again, about the car allowance. But remember what I said, you're not guaranteed the car allowance. It's not like when you work for a company and you can sometimes, get a car allowance. It's not that. You got to keep earning it. I told you we were going to get to that whole car allowance thing, you need to have 4 promoters underneath you that are qualified and active. You also have to complete the auto agreement because guess what? It's not in Lavelle's name. It's in your name. That means if you don't hit that rank and you've signed that lease, whatever that amount is for that car, you have to come up with. You're not going to get it from Lavelle. You only get it if you hit each month the qualifications you need in order to receive it. Can you imagine how much stress and pressure there was on Shanann to keep selling, to keep recruiting so that she would be able to get that $800? And you get this when you reach the rank of 12K or above. There's also the Auto Elite bonus, which pays $1,600 a month. I don't know if she was, trying to go after that as well, but, we do know that she was at the one for the 800. Now for the 1600, you have to be at the rank of 40K VIP or greater. And now you need 8 promoters underneath you. And 2 of them have got to be at 12K VIP. But what happens if they fall out? You see what I'm talking about? When people move up and down, how it impacts you. How might that have impacted Chris and Shanann with things going up and down? Now I know that Shanann was the one, paying all the bills, and Chris wasn't in charge of any of that. But that had to have been a stressor. That had to have come out in some way. I just can't imagine the pressure that you would feel from knowing you've got to get this in order to get this bonus. Now, here are the membership ranks. Remember, I told you all of this stuff when it comes to how you get paid by MLM. It's always super, super confusing. That's just a hallmark of all of it. But we're told, because we know that Chris, in order for him to get the car bonus, he had to be at least at 2K, which means that he needed to have recruited at least 2 affiliates, and he needed to have downlines generating at least 12,000 points each month. And then for Shanann, we don't know if she ever lost her 80K VIP or not, but she also had to make sure that, her people were producing. Do you see how the 80K, the 12K, this all relates to the volume of your team, the people underneath you. Lavelle talks about being qualified and active. So when you join, this is what you're told. In order to earn most commissions, you are required to be both qualified and active. Qualified means you have purchased or sold to customers at least 100 PV worth of products since your enrollment. Sold or purchased. How much was Shanann purchasing? Active means you have maintained your personal or customer product orders totaling at least 100 PV per month. How much was she spending? How was she maintaining this? How was she maintaining Chris? What was going on as she chased the dream? That whole getaway thing, found some information on that. So there's one level in which airfare is not included. There's another one that does have airfare that can include up to $500 a person for reimbursement, but we don't know which one that she, what she was getting. We don't know if she went up and down on rank. We don't know that when she went on these getaways, was it costing them? Was she putting things on credit cards? Was it all about, I've got to get to the 200K. We're going to do this. We're going to do this, because she was working very, very hard. But what was coming back to her? Again, I am not putting blame on Shanann at all. I was like Shanann. I understand the mindset of thinking that you just got to keep going. You just got to keep doing it. So in 2017, in January, there's her vision board, Selling Dreams with Illusions. And it's the lifestyle that is being sold. And she has her goal right there, the 200K. She wants to get to that rank. And so They went to the Dominican Republic, and that's all part of the illusion of to sell this quote unquote business opportunity is to show like these lavish vacations. Then in February of 2017, she and Chris both went to Punta Cana, another lifestyle getaway. Again, we don't know what she spent in order to attend. In April of 2017, Shanann attended the annual Lavelle Convention in Dallas. She would have to buy her ticket to attend, her flight, accommodations, and if she took team members like out for a party, a cocktail party, dinner, or anything, she's going to have to pay for that too. It goes back to we don't know what all she was spending. But what we do know is that their income was diminishing. The more that she was in this, the longer she was in, they were getting in more and more debt. Shanann attended a local vendor event in April of 2017. So there, I would imagine you're going to have to rent space. You're going to need to have prizes. You're going to need to have samples. I mean, she has more expenditures and we don't know what those are. Gosh, I seem to be repeating myself. If you just heard some little click clicks, my dog Tamale just walked up and you're probably going to hear that. This is a huge thing when you join MLM, is to be able to retire from your job. And so Shanann officially retired from Children's Hospital April 7th of 2017. At this time, Bella and Celeste were full-time at Primrose for over $500 a week, and Shanann had not yet reached the rank of 80K VIP. So she was either 12K to 40K. We don't know. So here's a picture of Shanann turning in that badge. She no longer is going to be at the Children's Hospital, officially retiring, turned in her computer and badge. She's going to miss her friends that she's worked with for the last 4 years, but now she says she can do lunch and dinner dates, and she's really excited and looking forward to working from wherever her girls are. Hashtag no more long drives in blizzards. Hashtag no more long overnight shifts. Hashtag no more trolls. Hashtag blessed. Hashtag future. Hashtag boss babe. Hashtag time freedom. Hashtag my family deserves me. Hashtag won't miss anything anymore. Social media becomes part of showcasing your lifestyle with your family and friends, which we see all of that when we look at Shanann's post. But meanwhile, she's looking for that financial freedom. She's looking for that time freedom. She's looking for that passive income. And she's so happy that she got to retire from that job, that just over broke. And I am guessing, because this is often what people want to do when they're in MLM, and you hear it all the time, to retire your husband. She was probably wanting to be able to retire Chris because they can do everything just through Lavelle. But again, it's that Jenga tower, trying to keep it up, trying to maintain it. In this piece of discovery, we find out that Amanda, who used to be the director at Primrose School, is part of Shanann's downline of Thrive. We also find out that there was someone who worked at Anadarko with Chris that was also a field supervisor that would buy Thrive from him. When I look at this post, it makes me think about different posts that I've made and different posts that many people who've been involved in MLM tend to make. I've been unfriended. I've been blocked. I've been criticized. I've been rejected. I've been the expense of negative DS comments. I've been laughed at. I've been eye rolled. I've been told you're crazy, but I've also been befriended, accepted, praised, recognized for my success, cried on, shared laughs, gained allies, been an inspiration to many, and changed my life forever. There will always be someone waiting in the corner to hate on what you do. Don't pay them attention. Be confident in what you do. Put yourself out there and live a life of service. Seek to bless, not impress. With the right mindset, you will see your business change for the better. Hashtag my story is only beginning. Notice the right mindset. Notice the talk about, like the haters, because anyone who doesn't like MLM, you're just negative. You can't allow any of that to.
Sorry about that. I need to change power sources. Okay. So, so what do you guys think of this so far? I just want to read a few comments here. And somebody was talking earlier about, that, Shanann calling people negative. And when we say negative, we refer to the people who aren't, totally on board with Thrive or other MLMs. Yeah, they were just talking about the daycare was over $500 a week for the girls. So that's over $2,500 a month. Colin Madden says, see, that's where a caring partner says, are you fucking nuts? You can't quit your job to sell supplements. I think there's something to that, Colin. Thank you for saying that. Oh, man. Aqua says, Shanann worked for the call center from home. She was only required to come in once a month. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Aqua. So the whole deal about, I quit my job working 65 hours a week, that was hyperbole if we want to say it that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Cuff You says you have to pay for setup, decor, samples. You literally make no money. Yeah. And then most people end up buying their own to say it that, like, say the 1200K level, where 12,000K level, where you get the car bonus, that means you need to bring in $12,000 worth of revenue between yourself and your downline. Remember, there's those caveats, like only a certain percent of it can be from your strong leg, because the people up at the top of the pyramid are trying to get as many strong sellers as they possibly can to send as many dollar bills up their way, right? So that's like a lot. So people usually end up buying a lot of their own, just the stuff that they're selling, so they can make those certain levels to get those certain bonuses or benefits. And Miss Ann, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for the support. Pepper, your comments are a little typo-y today. I'm trying to read what you're saying, but I can't always read it. Coffee Fueled says, yeah, I understand wanting your kids to be socialized with other kids, but dang, at what expense? But the thing is, I mean, I'm just going to say it like it is. Her kids weren't socialized with other kids. They weren't. They lived inside the walls of that house. Going to daycare. Right. Okay. So that would make sense. Yeah, that would be a good reason, because they did live inside the walls of that house and barely ever went outside. So yeah, saying the daycare for that reason was definitely a good thing. Okay, let me play a little bit more of this. Then we're going to look into some of the Watts family finances regarding the bankruptcy.
Bubble, because when you're involved in multi-level marketing, it is only the way. It is the savior. It is the path.
I'm going to move forward.
She is working very hard. And one of the things that so often you do hear about how it fixed someone, the mental clarity.
Okay, so this has to do with Shanann. Well, you notice at some point she talked about how Thrive, made her lupus better. She was talking specifically about the lupus she apparently had, and then she would say health conditions. That is because of this. And this is a common clause in any MLM structure that you might get involved in.
And that Lavelle products are not offered, intended, or considered as medical treatment of any disorder or disease, either mental or physical. But so often you do hear about how it to potentially maybe earn. Promoters are not to be considered purchasers of a franchise, nor does the agreement between Lavelle and its promoters create an employer and employee relationship. Agency.
So this is where Lavelle indemnifies itself as a company from any punitive or real damages you may suffer from getting involved in their scam scheme, targeted demographic predatory situation. Okay.
Or joint venture. Told here as independent contractors, promoters are solely responsible for reporting all income generated to the federal and/or state taxing authorities as
Okay, so this is interesting because we listened to in the last live stream, I think it's in the video of mine that I have posted in the description where I go into real depth about this whole MLM situation, especially Thrive, Lavelle, that culture, and Shanann and finances. Um, Chris is like, it's great. You don't even have to pay taxes on it. And we know from their tax returns, and we looked at those last week, if Shanann was making any money through these MLMs, she wasn't paying a dime of taxes on it because she only declared $111 income from the MLMs. Huh. Something funny going on there. Put your earmuffs on. Oh my gosh, not the FBI. Who are the people that IRS? Oh my God. I think that was like a repress them down. Don't ever want to think about the IRS again after this past tax season. I'm okay, moving on.
required by law. Lavelle does not provide any kind of tax advice. They don't provide any kind of everything. I did do some contract work, and so you get a 1099
Yeah, you're an
post about arthritis, migraine, income claims, the concern that lavish lifestyle claims could entice consumers to make large initial payments to get into the program and to continue to make large payments, when in fact, most participants in such programs do not earn back their initial and continuing investments. Because Lavelle does not require.
Let's go back to the beginning of this statement. This is the one I was looking for. All right.
Worry about what's going on with Lavelle and with all these things that basically truth in advertising is making claims about. Lavelle argued that there is another reason it is confident that promoters in its program are not at risk for loss of money or other harm. Lavelle does not require any payments or fees to sign up for or participate in the company's program. And Lavelle's auto bonus, VIP bonuses, travel benefits.
Oh, Pepper, honey, I just want to say I was not being critical of you at all. I appreciate you so much. I just wanted you to know why I wasn't reading any of your comments out loud. That's all, sweetheart. I totally get it. And I knew that's what was going on. I'm sorry.
A millionaire award all can be earned without any out-of-pocket expenditures by the company's promoters. How can you do all of that without paying anything? This, the company maintained, eliminates a crucial factor driving enforcement by the FTC and other authorities with respect to income claims, the concern that lavish lifestyle claims could entice consumers to make large initial payments to get into the program and to continue to make large payments, when in fact, most participants in such programs do not earn back their initial and continuing investments. Because Lavelle does not require such payments, it maintains that the company's program does not threaten the types of harm about which regulators are legitimately concerned, heavy losses by a substantial proportion of the participant population. While the company's position is that the claims.
This is such bullshit because they know their own income disclosure information. They know the percent of people that are consultants with their company who make any money at all, and the 99 point something percent of them that completely fail. This is total bullshit. They know that all of the people that are claiming success, barring like 0.3% of them in their company, it's because they are buying their own revenue that is supposed to be what they and their team are selling in order to reach the level they're at. So this is bullshit. And this is why these companies should be illegal.
Permitted by Lavelle policies are fair and accurate. Lavelle nonetheless stated that it believes that consumers cannot be harmed by joining the program because they will not lose money by such participation. Tell Shanann and her family that she didn't need to spend anything because you know what? She was making a lot of posts about sending out samples. Postage, last time I checked, that costs money. I don't know if she was getting just her products all for free. I'm not so sure about that.
She wasn't. This woman is tiptoeing around it. And also, let's not forget that she had Chris take $10,000 out of his 401k to pay the 3 months of back mortgage they were owed. They were in arrears on their mortgage 3 months. That never got paid. Where do you think that $10,000 went? I know, and I bet you do too.
Because whenever there is something new that comes out, it's going to launch. Is that what's sent to her that's free each month? Or is she buying the product? Again, we don't know. I think there's just a lot of stuff about how part
I
of
love the recovery.
this family's life together. By 2018,
All right, here we go.
debt had climbed up again. There was at least $70,000 in debt. The joint checking account, there was about $864. There was 2 savings accounts that had $9.51. And yet, Shanann portrayed the dream. Always that everything smiles and everything was perfectly fine. Meanwhile, it's falling apart. Financially, they're falling apart. Debt is climbing. They are just drowning in all the debt, which I allege is caused by MLM. Shanann had a vision board party. This is something that's very, very common when you're in MLM. So it lets us know what her vision board was for 2018. Again, her goal of that, reaching that 200K to her, that was everything. She was working hard towards that because once she reached that, it's like, okay, now I can relax. Now, okay, we're going to be able to take a breath. I'm not going to have to work so hard. But the thing is, you're always going to have to work hard, super hard, when you're in MLM. In April of 2018, Shanann attended the annual conference for Lavelle. Ticket, flight, accommodations, food. We don't know what all extra expenses there were, but I highly doubt Lavelle was paying for everything. They typically don't.
They're not.
In May of 2018.
Okay, we went over this
Shanann
at the beginning of the video.
May 25th, there's a post about John Maxwell. But the thing is when you have her a lot. June 11th of 2018 is the, I guess now, I don't know if she was giving gift cards that had $25 on it all the time. It makes me really uncomfortable to think that she believed this. I found some information about the Shanann believed because of Thrive. That's why she was able to become pregnant with Nico. And I find that a little bit scary because is that something that she was going to tell people? Is that something that other people were going to believe, that Thrive products would help them get pregnant and they were having a difficult time? It makes me really uncomfortable to think that she believed this. I found some information about the side effects and risk when it comes to Thrive. Thrive patches are not recommended for anyone under the age of 18, as well as pregnant or breastfeeding women. However, as they haven't been studied, no side effects have been listed on the Lavelle website. That said, anecdotal reports on websites and forums suggest possible side effects such as skin rashes at the site of the patch, anxiety, nausea, stomach cramps, palpitations, and headaches have also been cited by people taking the products. These reports are hard to verify.
I experienced all of them. I took the Thrive experience, including the Duo Burn Patch, as part of my researching this case. I never have seen this before. I experienced every single symptom on here. That's why I stopped it.
Verified, but may be attributed to the products taken by consumers using the plan. June 6th of 2018, Shanann's post says, some of you think I'm crazy. Some of you probably unfollowed me. Some of you may have joined me. Some of you love me. Some of you only know the Thriver side of me. Some of you have no idea how every day before I started Thrive, I was barely surviving, fake smile, canceled plans, you name it. No matter what anyone thinks of me, I have to make sure I'm doing right by myself, my health, my family, and my kids' future. I thrive because it's premium nutrition and the first nutritional supplement that I've ever taken that I actually feel it working. I feel the gut support, the focus, the mental clarity, especially the aches and discomfort support. I'm happy, I'm energetic with no 2 p.m. crash. I feel alive. Don't knock it till you experience it. Now I have to wonder, is all of this actually true? Or was she still doing fake smiles, because it's all about the dream. It's all about the illusion. It's all about the lifestyle that you too can have it if you do exactly what I'm doing. In June of 2018, this is when NK entered the picture. And I'm kind of wondering, was it attractive to Chris that this is a woman who was not part of MLM? Because I'm presuming she wasn't. I don't know that she was. I've never seen anything that NK was part of any MLM. And if that's the case, imagine that meanwhile your wife is always just on the phone all the time, doing all these lives. Now all of a sudden, here's this woman that's like the complete polar opposite. Do you see how possibly that could have been like some sort of a pull? July 14th, 2018 is when Shanann posted this picture of buying the first outfit for her third child that she was pregnant with while she was on a trip to North Carolina for 5 weeks. It's during this time that Chris's affair with NK picked up. In July, that's when NK and Chris became physical. This is part of the discovery with Shanann's dad. And within it, it lets us know that he doesn't really know all that much about that car. He says that she got her Lexus, through Thrive, and that Thrive is the one that's paying for it. He doesn't understand, the ins and outs of what I've explained to you, that she's got to keep making that rank time and time again in order to get that bonus to be able to pay for that car. But he also said that he and his wife use the products. And I'm kind of wondering, are her parents part of her downline?
Yes.
Because that's often what will happen is when you join MLM, and I'm presuming this is what happened and why Chris was part of her downline, because I did
We've talked
for by Lavelle.
All right. Let's keep moving forward. All right. Here.
Within the discovery, I found that at least 200 people were signed up underneath Shanann. Now, in order to really make the big bucks in MLM, you need a lot more people than that. But if any of these people leave, it will impact her. Plus, she's hoping that they're going to build their teams so she'll earn more. It just is a house of cards. This is part of Chris Watts's interview. So we're going to start here. Another leader back. Someone supporting her sales. Yeah. What about people who, because she's in sales, what about customers she tries to reach out to because she doesn't even know? How does she do that? Messenger. You message strangers. She either is on her Facebook page because it's public. Okay, so she has friends on Facebook. Yeah. That might someday they think might want Thrive, that they can reach out to her. You see, and that's what happens when you're on the Facebook, when you're in MLM and you're making these connections and you're like, okay, anyone just might one day potentially, possibly, maybe get this project and then perhaps join my team. In this part of Chris's interview, we find out that Chris is underneath her. Okay, so you don't do Thrive. I do, but she kind of runs it. Okay, do you do it separately from her then? It's a different team, but okay, I'm under her. So his volume is counting towards her volume. Again, does it go back to her parents? Do they have volume too? Is she paying for them?
Yes.
What's going on there? How many people is she trying to keep at a particular rank? We don't know. On August 13th of 2018, sadly, Shanann, her unborn child, and both of her daughters lost their life. They were reported as missing on.
Okay, so we know that story. Okay, so there's some information from the Recovering Hunbot about Thrive. I'm going to read some comments, and we're going to look at some of the bankruptcy documents, some of it. Lotus Spider says, how could Shanann sit at home all day and justify paying for daycare? Allie says something she said before. Hi, Allie. I think Shanann struggled with the kids, and that's why she got others to take care of them. I agree. She struggled with those kids. Absolutely. Let's see. Hey, Cowboy RC. Took Thrive for one day. Felt so sick. You know, some people say they feel great on it, but yeah, me too. Oh yeah, guys, please hit the like. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's all we ask of you. Thanks, Pepper. Let's see. Whoop, whoop. Oh, there's 65. Oh yeah, I have to refresh. Yes. Lotus says the getaways you are paying for were more like advertising for the company who should have been paying that expense. But they except for the very top people, the company only pays for your board. They pay for your hotel room. You pay for your airfare. You pay for your food. You pay for your ground transportation. You pay for your tickets. You pay for your bottles of water. You pay for, all that. Great question, Laura. If NK Googled Shanann Watts and Chris Watts in 2017, how did she manage to get hired at the same company as Chris? Sus. You know what, Laura? I am so glad you said that, because if you watch my channel at all, you know that we dive deep into the NK issue. That's all I'm going to say right now. I don't ever think of it like that, but you just put a whole new question that's going to light a fire in my head, and everybody blame Laura. But that is a really good question. I mean, I've heard people say that before, but I guess I never stopped to think about it. Yeah. Hey, LJ, thanks so much. How are you doing, my friend? It's great to see you. Let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in some specifics on the Watts finances here. And thank you, moderators, so much. I love all of you guys. Are amazing. Thank you so much for always being here, just being awesome. I appreciate the heck out of you. All right. Okay. So I just accessed that my phone. Give me just one moment here. Oh, good. It's right here. Terrific. Just gotta give me 1 second. Oh. Come on. Here we go. Hey, Thumper. My bunny. All right. All right. So we're just gonna switch her up here, bring in something new into the stream. You can't hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Okay, good. Thanks. Because how anyone was so stupid to give those two credit. This is Cindy Watts talking. This is from Cindy Watts' book that actually my friend Kathleen McKenna Hootson wrote, and it was leaked. But anyway, this is Cindy Watts' story. So this is her talking right there. Maybe I should go back to the beginning of her that from the books. It's kind of for the homeowners, $2,000 a month for daycare, $600 a month for car payments. Not right now is Cindy Watts speaking essentially. Counting insurance. They were already in the negative before utilities and food. So why go on pricey trips and buy clothes and toys and get your nails done on Shanann's part? They treated money like monopoly cash. In 2 short years, they were underwater again, having learned nothing, and apparently neither had their banks. Because how anyone was so stupid to give those two credit is beyond me. We can see by examining the bankruptcy documents that in 2013, both Shanann and Chris's income equaled $147,000, around there.
In 2014, their combined income was about $91,000. And in 2015, year to date, as of June 2015, their combined income was around $41,000. So that's about halfway through the year. So if you double that amount, that would be about $80,000. So what was going on from 2013 to 2015 that caused their combined income to decrease by so much? Generally speaking, young married couples will increase their income year after year, barring no economic anomalies or personal tragedies. Okay, now, so we see that trend there from 2000. This is from their first bankruptcy filing. So from 2013 to 2015, their combined income went from about $150,000, good, to $90,000, okay, to $40,000 for the combined income of a young married couple. That ain't so smoking, honey. That is a $107,000 decrease in their income from 2013, the year Bella was born, to 2015, the year Cece was born. What the freak was going on? And then when you look at their finances, which are not finalized in a bankruptcy form like they are here, from 2016 to 2018, we see a slight bump up. That is because Chris was working at Anadarko. He had a decrease in pay, then an increase in pay. So their combined income went from, it essentially stayed stagnant. But when you factor in their overwhelming debts, it plummeted. And their combined income for 2016 to 2018 was about $60,000. Guess what? That's how much Chris made. 15 that caused their combined income to decrease by so much. Generally speaking, young married couples will increase their income year after year, barring no economic anomalies or personal tragedies. We can see here from this document that the Watts' personal liability totaled about $448,000, with their unsecured debt being about $70,000. So, my friends, what that unsecured debt is primarily credit cards. These credit cards are itemized throughout the bank. Okay, so when they declared bankruptcy in July of 2015, the debt, all of their debt was dismissed, free and clear, in September of 2015. At the time of this horrible tragedy that horribly, tragically, unthinkably took the lives of pregnant Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, in August of 2018, just under 3 years later, they once again had $70,000 in credit card debt. So that entire $70,000 was wiped away. And then 3 years later, once again, in addition to their secured debt, their mortgage and whatnot, they had another $78,000 in credit card debt. That's why Cindy Watts, in her statement in the book, said, who the hell would give these guys credit? Bankruptcy documents. And during the previous live stream, I went through and read these itemized credit card unsecured debts that the Watts were holding that were later discharged in September of 2015 after the Watts officially declared bankruptcy in June of 2015. You see the date of the signature of the debtor here, June 4th, 2015. We have now established a timeline of the Watts financials and the bankruptcy. So the obvious question or inquiry is to ask, what was going on in the Watts' life that caused them to be in such financial ruins? We will follow up with more discussion on this topic, but for the rest of this video, I just want you to take a look, coming right from the source, at what was going on in the Watts life in 2014, 2015, and 2016, according to Shanann Watts' Facebook posts. Keeping in mind,
So what this is just really a documentation of her involvement in various MLMs. Let me try and find something else specific here. Let me see.
upon review of the Watts financial documents at the time of the tragic $140,000, yet they were on the verge of declaring. We see only 0.3% average of an MLM company. I looked at several different ones. As I've shared with you guys, I've been involved in a few MLM
Sorry, I'm looking for something specific. Sorry, fishing around here.
companies, and this is typical. Some are a little more favorable, but not by much. There were many family and relationship dynamics that people wonder, did this have anything to do with the tragedy that happened on August 13th, 2018? Now, first, let me be clear. This channel in no way blames Shanann Watts.
I'm sick of giving the disclaimer. I'm sick of hearing myself give the disclaimer. We're not going to listen to that. We know. Just 1 second. I'm looking for something specific. And welcome to those of you guys coming in. I'm so glad to see you. If you are new to the channel, definitely say hi and let us know where you're from because we want to say hi back. Okay, I think I found it. All right, hold it. I'm just going to bring part of this in. This is again from the Recovering Hunbot. If I find it, I find it. If I don't, I don't. And I'll read some comments. This is the reality behind vision boards.
As another means to keep people trapped in the belief that through the so-called opportunity, they can achieve time freedom and financial freedom. If you're not familiar with multi-level marketing and the chance anyone has to make it, so to speak, the chance is very, very little. Percent of those who are distributors just want to get the products at a discount, which would then mean 48%.
See, I go through this in some of my videos too, but let's see how she explains it with the income disclosure.
52,000 are just buying the products because they love the products and they want to get the discount. An active distributor is someone who made at least one purchase, which are those 52,000 people who just
Sorry, guys.
She wanted to have one person on her team hit the rank of 80K each month. Team would be able to achieve each. Most people sit at the first rank, and it doesn't matter if they are active or team building. According to Shanann's dream board, she was going to have people hitting these various ranks. 94.7 are.
All right, so take a look at these statistics here. I explained this in some of my videos.
What is the likelihood that people on her team would be able to achieve?
Take a look at these statistics from the.
Let me break that down for you. Out of the.
Let's not talk over each other, Hunbot. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Look at this income disclosure statement from Lavelle. Just study carefully here. This is insanity.
the distributor network, most are at the entry level of promoter. Assuming 52,000 out of that 100,000 just want to purchase the products and not sell them. Then we know a 94.7 are at the entry rank called promoter, and that would be 49,244 people. Out of the 48,000 who want to build a team, 36,288 or 75.6% were also at this first rank. As you can see, most people sit at the first rank, and it doesn't matter if they are active or team building. According to Shanann's dream board, she was going to have people hitting these various ranks. I calculated each rank level for the overall network of Shanann's team. We know Shanann wanted team builders, and let's be honest, anyone involved in multi-level marketing is looking to recruit people who are going to recruit people because that's where the money is. Now, let's be very generous and say Shanann had 1,500 people on her team, which I think is very high, but like I said, we're being generous. And let's say that each month she maintained that 1,500 people on her team. So if someone left, someone else replaced them. So it just stayed even. That would mean 780, which is 94.7% of the 1,500, would be active brand promoters, and 720 on her team would be team builders. Shanann wanted 8 people on her team to hit that 4K VIP each month. That means about 108 of her team, or 15.1%, would be at this level. She also wanted 2 people to hit the next rank, which is the 12K VIP, which means that there would be 48 people on her team at this level. And she wanted 1 person on her team to hit the 80K rank each month, which would be 5 people at this level. Plus, she wanted to have 3 people who were those team builders
I didn't see
hit
that.
the 2.
More interesting than crunching these numbers. Okay, let's go back and look at her vision board. I forgot that how unrealistic it is. This is magical thinking, guys. Don't have magical thinking. Think magically, but then, balance it with a dose of reality and hard work and consistency and reliability every day, and you're good to go. But all of those things were not in place.
Shanann's vision board is incredibly detailed. She was very determined to reach the highest rank of Lavelle, which is 200 VIP-K. Her goal in 2018, according to her vision board, was to be 200K by February, and we know that did not happen. This was achieved post-mortem, which is an entirely different video, and I find very disturbing. Every 14 days, she wanted to hit the 1,600 VIP rank again, which means sell that much of the product. She wanted to earn all the Lavelle VIP events, which means she was going to need to recruit and sell big time. Her goal was to have 8 people on her team hit the 4K rank each month and 2 new people at the 12K rank each month. And she wanted.
Well, I just noticed based on some comments in chat that some of us in chat have some things in common. Talk amongst yourselves, friends. Keep me out of it.
To have 1 person on her team hit the rank of 80K each month. She also wanted 3 on her team to be at the 200K rank by the Dallas trip. I don't see 40K on her board. Do you see that? My question is, what is the likelihood that people on her team would be able to achieve each of these ranks? Let me break that down for you. Out of the distributor network, most.
Wait a minute. I want to look at more of those post-its there. Let's see the one she talked about. Okay. Earn all VIP events. Get team to Dallas for 4 personals, not VIP. I don't know. I can't read this.
Host thrive after 5. I don't know. I am blessed. Build my Colorado market. Lose 15 pounds. I am grateful.
on my team. Okay. I think there's another vision board too. That's not Shanann's, is it? Let's see. Where's the vision board?
Are not Shanann's to showcase how they are very
Okay.
inspire and motivate,
Right.
discuss income disclosure statements.
You got it.
Beachbody coach, one of the vital behaviors. In fact, you are actually an independent contractor. Personal.
We know all that. Okay. So I don't think that there's anything additional in this video really that we hadn't already looked at. Sorry about that, guys. So, hey Daniel, how are you doing? So yeah. Salt and Pepper says, I think she was planning to selling the home and moving with the family. Wasn't she looking for homes? Yeah, and that is something that Cindy Watts talked about in that book that really was authored by my friend Kathleen. Yeah, that when she was in, I think Sandy talked about that too. When she was in North Carolina, she was, yes, that's right. She was looking for homes. Strange, right? I can't find it. Oh, well, whatever. I don't think I'm going to find it this time. I had this video bookmarked, but between my MLM videos and the recovering Hunbot, I have Hunbot, recovering Hunbot. I have them all, just kind of scattered around here in my desktop, and I can't remember what content. Hour of the evening. Oh, wait.
Stylist, someone at a med spa, tanning salon, discount. Jennifer said that Shanann and Chris were planning on going to Aspen this weekend and asked McKenna to watch the girls from 1630 hours to 1900 hours on Friday because the person watching the girls over the weekend wasn't available until 1900 hours. What I want to say about this is, one, they are clueless about how the car works because you have to keep earning that reward every single month by meeting certain requirements. And they think she is successful because that is the image that Shanann portrayed. And I will have to say, it just seems a little bit odd that, okay, you're so very successful, but yet you're frugal and cutting coupons, which doesn't seem to go with something if you're like wealthy and doing super well. You know what I mean? To start with the unanswered questions, I'm going back to the very beginning, and that's with Amway. Who introduced Shanann to multi-level marketing? We don't know. Overall, mainly in the US, multi-level marketing tends to target women, specifically young women and young moms, but honestly, they'll take anyone with a pulse. And you're encouraged to sign up people who already have networks, such as teachers, anyone in the health field, like a nurse, a doctor, a chiropractor, a hairstylist, someone at a med spa, tanning salon, college cheerleader.
Ain't that the truth? When I owned a yoga studio, everybody who was like 17 degrees removed from me and my Facebook page was hitting me up for MLM opportunities constantly. I am not kidding. I probably got several pitches a day. It was the most annoying thing. I knew exactly why they were contacting me, why they were kissing up to me, why they wanted to take me out to lunch, why they were giving me free stuff. It just felt disgusting, actually.
College athlete, mechanic, real estate agent, basically anyone who already has clients that they can bring into the MLM to sell the products or to buy the products and then later convince them to join as well. We know her earliest connection is in 2008 with Amway because there's evidence that she was selling Amway's beauty brand called Artistry through 2013. What we don't know is what she bought, how much she spent, if she signed up others under her,
Hi, LJ. Email me. It was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
or if she made any money. We don't know anything like that. If she did make money, what amount did she actually make after deducting her expenses? Number two, Shanann's and Chris's Lavelle genealogy. In multi-level marketing, the genealogy is the backbone of the compensation plan. It's kind of like a family tree. It provides an historical record of all the members. How long did each of these customers stay on audit? We don't know what that free product really includes. A lot of work to run her downline and Chris's, but if anyone in their family was also had promoter accounts, did Shanann?
Okay.
How many calls were going on? How much time?
I'm not going to try to rely on any more content from the Hot. So does anyone have any questions? I was trying to look at closer at the finances, but that is buried somewhere in there. But the sum of it is, from 2013 to 2015, that's when Shanann was getting increasingly involved in various MLMs. As we looked at, the Watts family income went down from $147,000 to $40,000. Like, what is up with that? And then again, as I had mentioned, from 2016 to 2018, year after year, their combined income stayed stagnant at around $60,000, which is about what Chris Watts was making. So there was no declared income from Shanann. Now, is that because she truly was not making a dime? Well, I think she was making negative dimes. Or was she just not paying taxes on it, which is super illegal? Obviously, I would never dare to do that, but to each their own. I honestly think it was a little bit of both. What do you guys think? So, I'm actually going to bring it back to just seeing what Shanann's Facebook posts were from 2013 on as their combined incomes basically plummeted and they went into financial ruins.
Dizzy here. Watch Cece's blank bells. Cece's enjoying it. Yay! She's I think Daddy's dizzy.
Daddy's very dizzy.
Hold on, let Daddy catch his balance. Hold on. Cece. Oh, kid. Oh my goodness, kid. You need a break? Daddy did the running and you need the break?
The room is spinning. Who's spinning? Okay.
Watch them.
All right.
You got to duck though, because your daddy's tall and you're tall. Just watch the fan.
You got my hair? All right.
Watch out, Dieter. Watch out, Cece. Cece, watch. Cece, wait, honey. Cece, wait. It's Bella's turn.
Whoa.
Cece don't like sharing. Thanks, Shannon. We gotta catch up. Come here, baby. All right, go by daddy. Go by daddy.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not posting links to channels in chat anymore. I'm sorry. I would post LJ's, but I don't even have it myself because I just recently, it's a long story, but we have some policies about it. So please don't do that. You know, I love to share the love. I sent you guys over to Crafted Evidence, who is in here tonight. And if LJ, if you can email me or channel link, I will definitely put it in chat. But I want to be the one doing it because I've had none of you guys in here, but I've worked hard to build my channel, and I've had some channels that I would not want to be promoting coming in here and dropping links and self-promoting or asking mods to, and I just have policies against all that now. Emails and channel links, unless I'm like, oh yeah, definitely drop that, okay? So just email me, LJ, and I would love to promote your channel.
Hold on, Hold on, Bella.
I think Chrissy's gonna lose it. He's so dizzy. You can tell he's slowing down. Oh, this is hilarious. Again? Cece, I think you're dizzy, buddy.
That is dizzy.
I couldn't agree more, Debbie. Pure happiness in their voices.
Hold on. Hold on.
Thanks, Mitch. Daddy's dizzy. Come here, Cece. Cece. This one never stops. Come here, Cece. Look. Cece. Come here. Come look. Look at. Say hi. Hi. Say hi. Hi. Hi, Didi. It's your birthday.
Cinco de Mayo, your birthday, Didi.
All right, say goodbye, everybody.
Wait.
Bella, say goodbye. Say bye. Say bye-bye. Bye. Bye. She doesn't stop.
Come right here.
Are you having too much fun? Close the door. Oh, wait. Turn it up.
You for the bird.
Thank you for the sweet.
Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything. Amen.
Yeah, Knuckles.
Nice. You want music?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you know how to turn the music on. Tell Alexa.
Where is she?
She's in the kitchen. Say, Alexa, 80s music, please.
80s music, please. Music.
Say, Alexa, AV music.
music. Phone
Okay.
cake.
Yeah, they are expensive. I got a really good deal. Ours was 11.5 pounds. Paid $40 for it at King Supers. But it's continuously blessing me and my family, and I can't tell you how much how blessed I feel. And after this call tonight, not only do I know I'm with the right company, but I'm also know that I am changing my friends and family's lives as we speak. Oh my God, I'm still in shock. I gotta call you guys. I don't know. It's amazing. Hi, baby. And to be able to have that time freedom with my children. You want to say hi? You want a snack? Okay, go pick a snack out, okay? I have to go help her with the snack. I'll show you. But literally, you guys, if you have been waiting, have you been watching, let me know. You guys, if you want to join me, I have this for you. This packet of DFTs, the I Am 2017. I am going to be on that stage in Dallas in April 28th. I'm so excited to see Emmett Smith talk. I'm not a Dallas fan, but I love Emmett Smith. Hold on, baby. So I'm super excited. Christine, I am literally... Okay, baby. No, just one, honey. Absolutely. So excited. Okay, baby. So you guys literally reach out to me if you're ready to do this. Let's do this now. Now's the time. Let's get this going. Let's get this show on the road and have a blast. Bella, put one back, baby. It's hard to say no to that face, but I got to get one of those back. So you guys have a wonderful night, and literally my team, not on my team, let's get connected. Let's do this. Let's make this our year. Like, let's change lives, guys. Let's share what we love about Thrive. And I'm working for that $1 million bonus. So I will see you guys. I got to get to work. Love you. Bye. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friend. Happy birthday to you. What? Did you blow my candles out? Say hi, Cece. Cece, say hi. Say hi. Oh, wee. Hi, Morgan. So, as we're sitting here watching my amazing promoters share their Thrive experience, it's been a true blessing this week to listen to 10 promoters share their experience, and because of me, their life has changed. It's been a blessing to be able to help people feel that great and to be a part of their story. It's the most rewarding part of what I do. So my hair. Cece's climbing all over me. So, Thrive experience, it's free. It's free to promote. It's free to thrive. I thrive every month for free. Hubby thrives for free.
Hi to the girls.
Okay. Hi. Oh my goodness. Cece's waving. Those down.
Here.
Okay,
Hold the chair.
you ready? You're gonna go.
Here we go.
Here. Here we go.
Thrives for free. Daddy thrives for free. Free. my in-laws, my sister-in-law, everyone thrives for free. All you have to do is share. Share how much you love it. Share how great it is. Share how much it's helped you. And you get your product for free. Just like I gave a shout out to the restaurant last night, Benihana. They don't give me anything for doing that. They don't give me a free meal the next time I come because someone came in there because I referred them. Thrive does that. They give you your product for free when you just refer to. Good morning. Come here. Okay, I'll make you a bagel. I'll get you a bagel. And say hi.
Hi.
You don't want to say hi. She's hangry. That's what we call hangry around here. Until she eats, she's hangry. Get your hands out of your mouth.
Oh, monster.
I love you too, Christina. I'm right here. No one, you don't need a saving. I'm right here.
Oh,
Isn't kids'
I'm
expressions?
coming. I know.
Oh, did Santa leave? He leave? Santa went bye-byes.
Daddy, hold me. No. Have a cup of beer. Have a jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know berries. No, have a cup of beer.
Ho, ho, the mistletoe.
I can see somebody that's for you.
Kiss her.
Once for me. Have a jolly Christmas.
This time of the year.
No.
Get up, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot dog. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hot dog. The brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. The brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, step on the floor. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Anyway, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. The brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, hot diggity dog. Hot dog, diggity dog. It's a brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Hot dog, diggity dog. Hot dog, diggity dog. It's a brand new way, what you waiting for? Get up, stretch out, get on the floor. Wow, this time is
I don't want them to really go in the ocean. I mean,
ready, set.
Go.
Ready, set.
Go.
The pool opens in 2 weeks too.
what's the degrees today?
85 last I checked. 120.
Wow.
No, Cece.
Yeah.
Cece, get girl.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding? She can climb that.
You for the
Girls, thank you for the sweet.
Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds I see. Thank you, God, for everything. Amen.
Knuckles.
Oh, don't look at Daddy. He's opening his birthday present.
I want to know.
He's getting a month of Thrive.
Heck yeah. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I gotta censor this fella. You serious?
Ice. The kids are thrilled with your birthday present.
Oh, yeah, definitely wearing this. Are you serious?
Serious.
Hell yeah! Oh my goodness!
Cece got our ice.
June 7th. Oh my goodness, I gotta take that day off and the day after off. Hell yeah!
Do it back to Cece.
Come on,
Bella.
good bell.
No, cheater.
Go, Cece.
Oh,
Grab it, Bella. Don't
Grab it.
scream.
I don't know why I paired this audio with it. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because it's just a lot of like literal screaming.
Kid dear.
nice one.
Kid dear. Oh, don't scream.
Come on, get the car.
Watch this, Bella. Bella, watch. Peter.
No.
Wait, get over Daddy. Peter. Don't scream. Chris, get it to Peter.
Peter, come.
Bella, Daddy's gonna get back. Come on, come on. Okay, do it back. Come on, do it.
Hey, Peter, stop it. Stop, Peter. Yeah? All right.
Poor Dieter.
Stop.
Can
we do it?
Hold on, Dieter's gonna come when he's chasing the car. Your turn, Bella. Just do it back. Do it back. Cece, go by Daddy. Dad, do it back. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch. Look at Cece.
You all right, Cece? Cece, there's a car. Hurry, hurry. Peter.
Don't scream. Bella, come back over here.
Oh. You all right, Belle? Oh, Cece's behind the curtains.
Crash. And no longer having fun. Cece, not on the window, babe.
Cece! Hold on.
All right, guys. See you later. I'm going to tease you a little bit more. Yeah, it's a German. We adopted him from a friend, and it's definitely a German name. So, hey, Juanita, get it? Where's Dieter?
I just got it. Nope.
Hi, Bella, your turn. All right, they're not gonna play fairly. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Or I'll say goodbye.
Bye.
Cece, don't do that.
Bye.
Say goodbye. Cece, don't be mean. Girl, say goodbye. Hang on, guys.
Ready? You ready?
Okay. Hang on.
Uh-oh. He's got to get on too. Get on, Peter.
Coral, sit up, honey. Your poor neck.
She's pushing on my head. She's pushing on my head the entire time.
Okay, guys, so that's that. So you see, during those years, there was a lot of MLM involvement increasing, by Shanann as the family finances decreased and their debt and instability. And it seems like, also the discontent and trouble in their marriage increased. So, you know, and I blame nothing but MLMs for all of that. So that really is the point of me talking about the involvement of the MLMs and in the lives of the Watts family and their finances. So I think I'm going to wrap it for tonight because I've got to go to work tomorrow, even though all my kids graduated this past weekend. And today was our last day. Yay. Let's see. Kelly, can we pull her first house up on Zillow? Do you know the address? I don't know the address offhand. I mean, I can find it, I'm sure, but to see the sale history, I'm not going to do it right now because because this is going to be another half-hour adventure, and I got to take a shower and go to bed. But let's look into that for sure. She didn't make a profit when she sold it. Her dad even says that, and somebody talks about her having to get out of there fast. She left a lot of the furniture with the house even. So it's just a weird situation. Yeah, definitely, for sure. So guys, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate all of you. If you haven't yet, check out the linked video I made in the description. It's really in depth about Thrive and MLMs and a lot of stuff we didn't touch upon in this video because we watched it during the last live stream. So this was some different stuff. Also check out, of course, Recovering Hunbot. If you haven't yet, I dropped a video about Sherry Papini, and it was, that ID/Max docuseries just came out, the 4-part docuseries, and there was some really shocking stuff in there. She makes some new accusations, and based on all of that, we went back through all of the interview interrogation footage, all the evidentiary items related to that case. I'm making a case file for it, and it sheds a whole new light on the Sherry Papini case. So if you haven't yet, go give it a chance. Check out that video, whether you're familiar with the case or not. There's information in there I know you have not heard yet if you're familiar with it. If you're not, it's super interesting and addictive. I know it's hard to listen to Sherry Papini's voice, but hey, man, we are strong here at Watts the Obsession. We endure listening to the voice of NK for hours on end. We can listen to Sherry Papini. We can do it. Yes, and please don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, life is hard, so be good to one another and mostly be good to yourself because you deserve it. I'm going to be on, what's Amy's channel called now? Crafted Evidence. Parawoman Radio. I know she's changing the name Wednesday evening. And then I'll be doing a live stream on Friday night. So I hope to see you there. Thank you guys again so much for being here. Whether you're an OG or you're new to the channel, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And we're so grateful you're here, regardless of your OG or new G status. Susan Peterson says your videos on MLMs opened my eyes to so much. Yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar with MLMs, you just learn about them. You're like, damn, this stuff is crazy, right? Yeah.